Hey guys, it's Bria here and welcome back to another Sims 4 build episode. In this episode we are finally completing our container home mini-series, quote unquote. We have gone through the tiny home residential lot trait, or rather lot type, and made a micro, tiny, and a small container home. And in this episode, I do want to try and make a non-constrained container home, which will be massive, which is also why I moved over to the Midtown Meadows plot instead of going over on this plot next to the other ones. It's bigger. It's also bigger because I need to have the space because of the idea that I kind of came up with for the build. Once again, the idea actually came to me before starting to build, which is something that usually never happens, but I do like it because I can already work the concept of it as is. So before we actually go ahead and build anything, I will go into move objects on, show, if I can type properly, show hidden objects, and bb dot show live edit objects. There we go. And I will also filter through our packs and choose eco lifestyle. Now I do hope the thing I'm looking for is in the debug. And if not, we will have to figure out something else, because my idea basically is to have, oh, not over here, to have container homes, and basically, yes, they do exist. The containers exist in debug, and this is actually something really awesome. I do believe they are the same wall height as our lowest wall height, or maybe medium. Just slightly bigger or slightly smaller. I will see what I will do with the wall height, but basically my idea over here is to have container homes stack. And I do want to stack them in a way that it looks like there is a whole container yard, like, you know, container shipyards, and also kind of a mix between that and a metal garbage disposal, or basically a junkyard, a metal gathering junkyard. So I do want to have them kind of be similar in size, and basically one half of the containers will act as actual containers from debug, and the other type will be our residential ones that we have built in the past. Now, looking at these, I do want to have them on medium wall height, I believe, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So basically what I want to do is have one container be like this, maybe one will be across over here, and instead of supports we have, like we had over here, we have these like smaller containers actually holding the weight of the ones up top. Oop, there goes my internet again, but it doesn't matter because we are not uploading anything today or playing with any of the gallery options either. What I also want to build is like an actual junkyard around the whole build, make it look all deteriorated, add not so nice fences to it, say these ones for example, and basically have it appear as if a sim broke into the shipyard or the junkyard and made themselves a home there without anybody knowing. So I will go ahead and try and build up kind of the shape and just general outlines of the buildings I want to have. Maybe even give the exterior, again, like I did over here, some shape with windows, maybe subtle windows, so that actually nobody knows they're living there. And I will bring you guys once I am back with something to show. Alright, I do believe I am done with the shell, and I am actually really happy how it came out. As you can see, I also started a bit on the exterior, just to, like, on the exterior details, just to see how it would all fit together, and I have to say I really like it. Obviously you can see the actual live-in containers because of these doors, but at the same time I think I managed to somehow nicely incorporate them in the ones from the debug menu. I've also added these palettes from Eco Lifestyle just to hold the weight a bit more, because if I remove this one, for example, you see how there is a bit of a gap, and I didn't necessarily want that to happen all the time, and because it would look wonky. I also added this piece over here, also from the debug menu, just to act as additional support as well. Now, I believe I kind of figured out how I want this layout to be. So if we go over here, oh yeah, I also added like these little windows over here, and I think over on the third floor over here. Basically they are, no, I don't want this, I want this. Basically they are actual, well, windows, functioning windows that are kind of hidden so that nobody actually notices what is actually going on over here. Now for the interior, let me get rid of the grid. For the interior I used metal flooring. Usually containers do come with a wood flooring, but this one kind of has a wooden-ish texture, and it's metal, so it does fit with the general idea we are going for. So for the interior, what I figured out was this would be the kitchen area, or actually this could be the living area. Over here could be the kitchen / dining area, because the space is rather small and we don't need a lot of space for those two rooms. Over on here I did use the archway, the debug archway from the Star Wars pack, just because it adds this kind of more aired out flow between these two containers. So what I wanted to do over here is have a little like study / relaxation room. Over here would be the bedroom, perhaps even something else because the space is rather big. And over here would be the bathroom. We also have a container over here that we can customize to our needs. And I do believe I will put over like some crafts, maybe even some storage area over here, just general clutter that the person who lives in these containers over here uses or just collects for the sake of collecting. Maybe they're a hoarder, maybe they're a collector of curious little trinkets and the likes. And yeah, that's basically my general idea for this build. Now I will go ahead and decorate the outside and the inside before bringing you back. I know I usually do the inside with you and then clutter it up and see how everything will function, but I do believe that the video would be kind of too long for that if we do it room by room. So I will do the interior first, I believe, then bring you back and once again do the exterior, finalize it, and bring you back once more. Okay, so I think I have the interior done. don't judge me when you look at it. It's a cluster, but I'm absolutely in love with it. Okay, so let's start over here. I did say this would be kind of a storage area slash arts and crafts room, and yes, there is a lot to use. I think the archaeology table and the workbench are functional. The rest, however, isn't. You see all bits and pieces of electronics, all sorts of things that were gathered over the years. Now, if we go over here into the blue container, it's kind of messy. I did decide that the person, or well, the people living here would be hoarders. Very, very messy hoarders, and basically they have their place scrapped up together from various bits and pieces that they've managed to scavenge from this container yard slash junkyard. So if we go upstairs, this is the living room, which I think really came out nicely. Sadly, this graffiti is kind of glitching, as you can see, but it does look nice nonetheless. Upstairs, it's again very messy, but we have the kitchen slash dining area. Again, the kitchen is made out of various cabinets that they try to match in color. Obviously, the countertops don't necessarily match, but it does add a bit of a charm to it. There's also lots of storage space and various knickknacks that they hung up and gathered over the years. And now upstairs, this is, I think, the messiest part. This is our study area, quote unquote. Very messy, with also lots of storage and space basically to put everything and anything. Then over here we have the quote unquote bedroom, consisting of 2 double beds, which are not in the best shape, but again, they have scrapped all of this together with what they were able to find. There's also some graffiti or company signs that used to use these containers but not anymore. This one, for example, sold fish and shrimp, or well, transported fish and shrimp. And yeah, that's it for the bedroom. And then we have the bathroom, which is also not in the best shape. We have a toilet. I don't think it actually functions because of these plants over there. We have a shower and a bathtub, and also a 3-way sink moment going on here, with also various mirrors and clutter as much as it gets. I honestly enjoyed doing this interior. It was something very different from what I usually do. It's something also very unlike me to make such cluttered builds, at least in this amount, unless you count in the abandoned church build I did a couple of months ago, I believe. But yeah, this is it for the interior, and I will now focus on the final pieces, bits and pieces of the exterior, which will also probably be as cluttered as the interior. The exterior is finally done. It's cluttered. It's a absolute mess, but look at this. I think this is what a junkyard, a scrapyard, just something abandoned looks like. There's shrubs and greenery everywhere. Basically, nature claimed everything back, and there's just this little small pathway going through the greenery, maybe indicating that somebody does live here, but not necessarily, because this could as well be the path that they once used while this junkyard was completely functional. I also added over here on the back a tree that's growing from this like guard tower type of deal, and there's also tall grass all around the fence because it's unkept. There's nobody who would even keep up with the mess that's over here. And I do believe that with this shot we will conclude this video. So thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for watching me build this. I had tons of fun, and I also hope that you had tons of fun watching me try and make something that's completely out of my comfort zone, and it's something incredibly different from the type of things I usually build. Now, if you want to keep up to date with everything I do, my socials are listed down in the description below, but you can also find me on Twitter at RheaPlaysYT. You can find me on my Simstagram, which is simbuildsbyrhea, or you can follow the Simstagram account for the YouTube channel, which is RheaPlays. And also, if you want to download this build over here, try and maybe play a challenge or do a challenge of your own, you can download it from the gallery under the ID bewitchedbystars. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye!